Hello everybody, my name is Troublmaker, and today I'm playing a little bit of TvP action. Oh yeah! And this is Conar, 2 N's instead of 1. And he'll be our guinea pig, Protoss. There's a little bit of premise to this. So, the old metagame, the oldest metagame for Protoss versus Terran was 1 base versus 1 base, 4 gate versus 3 racks. Protoss has realized they couldn't beat the 3 racks, so then it became 2 gate Robo into an expansion. They used a Robo for scouting to see what the Terran's doing, and then they had be able to build mortals if the Terran was pushing with the 3 racks. That's what I wanted to say. And after that, people started, realizing that the Protoss is going to expand. They expand. The Protoss went into a 3-gate Robo with a heavy push. And then eventually it started transforming into 1 gate expands versus 1 racks expands, just because Protosses became comfortable defeating all-ins with very little, and Terrans unfortunately didn't really have an answer to that, except for heavy macro play. And Terrans shifted over into what's called 6 racksing, which is a pure marine push, which is very effective. But Protosses started doing early High Templars, and not early Colossus, either one of those. And they were very effective and efficient against these pushes. And so now we're kind of shifting into what I think is more of a statistical metagame shift. So basically, statistically, Terrans are more likely to win between 12 and 18 minutes. Protosses are likely to win every other point in the game. But the 12 to 18 minute win rate for Terrans is so high that you might as well do it. And you think to yourself, well, what happens at 12 to 18 minutes? Well, 12 to 18 minutes is around the time when medevacs come out, and you start seeing these marine medevac marauder pushes. This tactic is not quite the metagame yet. There's a lot of things people are doing right now, just trying to figure out what's efficient. There's Hellion marine pushes, which are doing quite well. There's tank marine pushes, which Ghost King Prime is doing very killer. I believe there's actually a free game on the GSL that you can watch. It's in Group A, and it's insanely effective. And you should definitely consider that one to watch. Marine tank with a little medevac. It's stim marines with tank. It's not like the standard 1-1-1 all-in time. This guy has like a 4-base marine tank medevac. Killer push. Beats High Templars, beats Colossus, Relic B. Definitely watch that one out. This one is what I would call QXE styled. It's drop play. You get early drops, but it's not really QXE style, because pure QXE style is 1 base drops. This is going to be 2 base drops. And we're doing the 2 base. It's kind of a little bit of a game. We're going to put a little supply depot here. Stalkers, they shoot decently heavy. 14 against armored. All buildings are armored. And so this is going to be just a temporary nuisance, a small block. But you see his minerals quite high. So was it effective? Definitely. Cost me 75 minerals, and he's got a massive surplus. He had to put down that pylon. Supply blocked. And so we're going to go into the standard play. Get your double gas as soon as you get down your 2 racks. 2 racks, double gas, okay? So, fast expand off of 1 racks. Drop a 2nd racks. Drop double gas. Boom. You're going to have all the gas you need. We're going to put down a bunker in the front. The bunker in the front will protect against the Stalker and against the Zealot if it comes. But he's on an expansion. We know he's expanding. He's getting the Robo down for detection. This is what I call standard Protoss play. Unfortunately, that does not win against this sort of build. The goal of this build is to recycle your medevacs over and over and over. So we're going to speed up. This is a 41-minute game, so this is going to be a while, guys. I just want to show, more or less, how you kind of get into this kind of stuff. So I get down a 3rd racks coinciding with my factory. I'm getting add-ons. If you drop a reactor, that means you're going to have a ton of minerals, because reactors take the same amount of time as a barracks, but it doubles your production, so that's good and stuff. We're getting down a starport. We want those medevacs. We're getting a reactor on the factory, and so we got, right now, a 3 racks. And looking at, unit count, I have 4 Marauders, 12 Marines against 2 Stalkers, 5 Zealots, more Prism, Sentry. So roughly the same supply. I'm a little bit ahead, and that'll change very soon. So we have a little bit of Warp Gate harassment. This is, very odd. He really wants these depots dead. And, yeah, it's all he's really going for is depots. Depots isn't terrible, by the way, because very early game, everyone's kind of the same. They'll go like, well, I'm going to try to keep as close to supply as possible. Luckily, a supply depot finished just in time for me, but I'm getting another one up. We have an observer coming in, which is a good idea. I'm going to spot for this drop play. Drop play hasn't actually lost anything yet, and it's done damage, so it's actually worthwhile. So I got my medevacs out. Medevacs are good. We're going to get more of those, though. The ideal amount of medevacs, by the way, is 12 in TvP. 12 medevacs. Once you have 12 medevacs, you're pretty well set. Now, I know this observer's here. I know it's here. I should scan that. But we're going to go for a push instead. What's got on the production tab? Storms, of course, storms. Because storms is a response, a very common response to the 2-base Terran Marine, all in. And so yes, storms, zealots, stalkers, 1 sentry. Medevacs pretty much counter zealots. I'll say that right off the bat. Medevacs counter zealots. He has a single stormer out, which doesn't have enough energy for storm just yet. So he's pulling back, trying to buy some time. And zealots are coming out in full force. Charge lots, yay. Get crushed. As you can see, we're getting to the 12-minute point, the point where Terrans just win. And this is why. I mean, look at the army difference. He has 1 storm available, and it has to hit. It has to connect, or else it's over. And he storms himself, actually. Well, he storms me, but he storms himself, which isn't good. Pulling probes, just because this is such a brutal push, and he's going to lose a lot of probes here. I got a high ground. Marauder, don't worry about it. This being unpowered, not a big deal. Killing it, big deal. If you kill that, it stops his research in its tracks. So the high ground Marauder is just really annoying. And unfortunately, Zealots cannot beat this. He has to warp in Stalkers with the Zealots. I should be using this guy to just pick off pylons, honestly. But I pulled back, just because, oh no, poor Marauder. I want to get to reinforcements. Units lost. That is crazy. Now keep in mind, this is the unit composition that would have killed the 6 Rax Marine push. And this is the unit composition that just dies to this kind of push. So I said it's a 42-minute game, but, we're playing a statistical game. If you constantly push out at the 12 to 18-minute marker and just constantly put on pressure, you will be massively ahead for the game, and he should leave. But we're playing in Platinum, remember, because we're trying to climb the ladder. And so we're going to do another little push. Little pushes are good pushes, I think. Just pick off more Zealots. Do what we can. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Here comes the storms. Oh, God! Moderate dodge. Here comes another storm. Oh, God, I did not dodge that. I double stormed that one. Here comes more Zealots, because this is the anti-marine unit mixture. Is the mass charged a lot with upgrades. You can get the upgrades out because I canceled them off. Now I got a nice little concave here. Well, not really, but I got a choke. You can't hit stuff appropriately. And so units lost. Slowly beginning to favor the Protoss again. But we're going to save our medevacs. You're not going to lose those. We're up to 6 medevacs. That's good. Economy. How's that going? Well, I have 53 STVs. He has 41 probes. I have a 3rd base on the go. He has none on the go. Lots of medevacs, which are good. Marine production, good. Money, kind of high, but that's because we're adding tech labs and reactors onto these new, fresh facilities we're making. Upgrades. I got those ones done. I'm getting down a 2nd eBay. I'm getting down the armory. So, we are ahead. We are good. We're doing fine. Because his upgrades, Or none. He has no upgrades at all. He can't afford them. Look at his cash. Every upgrade actually, doesn't he have a forge down yet? I guess not. He's going for... Oh, there they are, the double forges. In the back, this is a good location to have your forges, by the way. And he's doing lots of pylons, because he knows these are important. If I was wiping upgrades, I could just win the game. That's a good location because it traps units in here. And it's a bad location because he's going pure zealot, and that's creating artificial chokes. So we're just going to poke up here. We're at the 16-minute, 30-second marker. We're still at the high aggression point. So we're going to do high aggression. We're going to let a few SCVs do a drop up here, and we're going to try and do gauge his response. Big response, huge response. So we're going to pull back, and you know, that makes the front very vulnerable. I'm sorry guys, I got a little bit of a flu. I'm at the cough section of this though. Upgrades doing good. I should get these guys started though, because he is doing doubles, and he's caught up on upgrades. So we're unfortunately getting closer and closer to that 18-minute point, the statistical no aggression point, where the Terrans just lose. They just get up and kill. And the reason they get up and kill is because we have the money mixture, we have Templar, we have Archons, and we have the double Colossus coming. Keep in mind though, look at my food. 172. The damage, in fact, has been done. Scouting position of this army. Looks like it's quite far away. And we're going to try and go for a kill on this. Just cancels. And here comes with the money mixture. He's got Archons, Templar, Zealots, all really good things against this composition. I have so many medevacs though. Kind of funny. I have so many medevacs that he can't feedback them all. Well, effectively. So I got my third base going, increasing production, got another racks coming down. I'm about to max out, by the way, and get my upgrades. It's good. I stopped medevac production. Why? I don't know. Is it because I have too many? I think I have too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I have actually the money amount. I have 12 medevacs. So this is, as long as I can keep these 12 medevacs alive, it's good for the game. So we're past the point where we've done the damage, and now we're at the point where we have a high round of macro, but he's got better unit composition. I have double units as him, but he's got a unit composition that kills mine. I saved every medevac, thank you very much. And they're going to remax very quickly, much faster than he can. I just lost my entire army, and I just rebuilt my entire army. Why? Because when I got maxed, I laid down a lot of Raxes. Just heavy amount of barrackses. And he's got this unit mixture that is good, and we're going to add in a few Vikings into this mix. We're going to speed this up to at the point where I'm less stressing what I'm doing. Because what I was doing up until this point was just massive attacks, Marine Marauder pushes, picking away what I can, taking out whatever units I can, and now we're just kind of like very cost inefficiently trading armies because we can. Lost too many medevacs there, that's unfortunate. Storms, ugh. And, you know, it is cost inefficient, but I'm remaxing much faster than he is. Like, every time I lose an army, I rebuild an army. And I'm up to 4 base, and here's my 5th. And he is unfortunately just so far behind. He's trying to take a sneaky expansion. The funny thing is I want to take that expansion myself with this base, so it's going to get covered up. It's going to get figured out pretty fast. This is my attempt at a 2-prong with Ghost. Yeah, I added in Ghost, by the way. I put a small force this way, just like it's sniped. This Nexus here. You know, I lost about, say, 30 supply, but I killed the only basically, well, he has 2 bases mining, but he doesn't have a lot of mining bases. We're going to take out this one here too, just for good measure. And now he has no mining bases, but he does have the unit mixture of doom. He has to add in stalkers now because of the Vikings. I'm adding in Banshees into the mix. I think they do terrifically well as long as you have Vikings. So what the Banshees are for is to deal with stalkers. Kind of odd, I know. And the Vikings deal with the Colossus. And, you know, it's not going to be the only thing I have in the mixture, but it's going to be a nice big chunk of it. And so he has stalkers guarding this for whatever reason, I don't know. We have our Vikings scouting positioning, just want to see if there's anything going on. We do in fact see the probes coming by, so he's long distance mining, that's good. And here comes the you know, my money mixture, Ghost, Banshee, Viking, 1 Raven, lots of Marines. Will his army crush mine? Definitely. We're into a base race scenario. A base race scenario in which it's 140 food versus 70 food. But keep in mind, all of his units are better than mine. So the goal here is to lift off as many buildings, put them all to the fortresses, build as many stuff as we can to, take out any of the stuff. Because he can't build any new units. Unfortunately for him, I have mining bases still, and he does not. Having mining bases means that I can build more supply depots, and I'm fine. I have the building armor upgrade, which is important in these base race scenarios. I have, a decent amount of barracks, just trying to position me in a spot where I can build. And I'm trying to hunt down his army at the same time. And he knows he has a smaller army. He knows this. He knows his army sucks. And so here goes his Nexus. Oh no. He built the Nexus in my old base, which is not going to help him. This is basically like a good Protoss player would have left this game a long time ago. Just a little FYI, if you're a Protoss player and you are in this situation, you're in the situation, your 18-minute marker, you've actually lost. Okay, let's go back to 18-minute marker. The 18-minute marker is where most Protosses will just leave. Why? Because the army difference is too staggering. You can't come back from this. It's impossible. Well, it's not impossible. In order to come back from this, you have to take the Nexus, right now, and you have to be able to defend it. But as long as I can keep picking off Nexi, I'm fine. And here I am, just, trading, losing an entire army, and remaxing very quickly. Yeah, this is just like the Zerg in the last game that I aired. There's a point when you lose. And, unfortunately, Terrans seem to be the only people who know when they lose. Everybody else is like, well, I can still come back with awesome micro. Or, I'm so far ahead on economy that I can come back. When, in truth, there is a point where you should just leave. And this is it, guys. 18-minute marker. If you are taking crushing defeats as a Protoss, it's probably a good idea to leave. Maybe play another game and win. Well, thank you guys for watching. How do we get a worldwide comparison? Do you really want me to go to Stronghold Online? I don't... Do I fill this out?